Welcome back to the kitchen. Brooke-Lyn and Josh are back with the kids. So our camera person is back, which is great. We're going to make a quick curry today. It's going to be quick to prepare, but it takes a bit of time to cook it. So this is one of those things that you can cook up within or prepare within 15 minutes and then leave it for an hour and a half. Okay, so I'm going to slow cook it. I've got some gravy beef here, and I've got bits and pieces with a little bit of fat through them. Most of the fat has been, the big fat has been taken out. Okay, but just a few pieces have been left in there just to add a little bit of flavour. So I'm just going to toss through probably about maybe 3 tablespoons worth of flour, plain flour, through this. And I've got my fry pan over there heating. Have I got it on? No, I haven't got it on yet. Actually, I'm going to add a little bit more, maybe 4 tablespoons of flour through here. And I'm going to get ready to brown all this off. So I'm going to heat up my fry pan with just a little bit of olive oil, and as soon as it starts to get hot, then I'll start to fry it off. So just give me a few minutes to get that going, eh? I'm just going to put handfuls of these into the oil, which is mostly hot, and I'm going to let that just cook off. So all we want to do is just brown it off, because you know when you have like a roast pork or a roast beef, and all that the brown goodness in the bottom of the roasting dish, all that flavour, well, that's what we want to do, is we want to create as much extra flavour as we can. Can you hear that noise in the background? It goes like this, actually more like all night. We've had it going for about 5 days. 5 days. 5 days. It's driving us nuts. So downstairs is a bit of an industrial living zone. It's got fans and dehumidifiers and all sorts of things, getting ready to rejig and sort our lives out again, so that the family can shift back in properly. In the meanwhile, they're in the other industrial zone at the back. So I'm just going to cook up all this meat. As soon as this is browned off so it looks like golden, and I'll show you, I'm just going to put it into another container and let it sit. In the meanwhile, while that's cooking, I'm starting to prepare all my veg. So I've got some onion. Now you might ask, why has she got red onion and white onion? It's because I didn't have any white. Okay, so just use your initiative and see what you've got in the fridge. I've got carrots, I've got kumara, 2 different types of kumara, and lots of garlic because I like garlic. And I'm going to chop up some cauliflower too and chuck that in. Now I only had a really, where is it gone? See, it was that pathetic, I can't even find it. This tiny little knob of fresh ginger, so there's not enough of that, so I'm just going to use powdered ginger, brown ginger, and we'll see how that goes. So let me cook these up and get my veg sorted out, and then I'll meet you back in a couple of minutes. Right, we're just about done with this. Well, I've done as much as I really want to do. I've done as much as I want to do because I just want to get on with dinner. So the reason why we have the flour in it is just so that when we've got our curry together, that it'll thicken up naturally. So this isn't one of those real, this is a home curry, right? This isn't one of your flash ones with garam masala and all that sort of stuff. It's just a home curry. So I'm going to chuck all that in there, and I'm going to give my pot a bit of a rinse out. And then I'm going to start doing all my veg. So I'm going to chuck a little bit of oil in there again and start frying off all my veggies. Okay, like I said, I've got no flipping ginger. I had this tiny little knob of ginger that looked like it was shriveling to death. So I tried to resurrect it, but alas, it didn't happen. So I'm going to stick in all my garlic, and I've got 3 cloves of garlic because we like garlic here. But you can be use whatever you've got. If you're not into onions, which I love, then and he who cooks chooses. But if you don't want onions, then use something like leek or something else, whatever you've got in your fridge. So I'm just going to cook these up for now, and then I'm going to add these and start to brown them off. So I'll see you back in a few minutes, eh? Okay? Okay, smells great. Smells amazing. See, everything's starting to brown off. See, that's how the meat should have looked, but it didn't. Don't show the meat again. Okay, and I'm just going to add a can of chopped tomatoes into here. Get my fat fingers out, and I'm going to start to add like some salt and pepper. I've got some chilli. I won't add too much of this because the kids will be eating this, but again, my ginger because of my sad looking knobby bit, and some curry powder. Okay, so let me add those all together, and this is the time that you throw things in and you start to taste it and go, maybe it needs something else. So I'm going to put them mine together and go from there. You want to watch me do this, or are you good? You can figure it out, eh? I know it. Somebody's going to write to me and say, how many teaspoons of this did you add? So watch carefully, because I hate rewriting things. I tend to call people rather than text them. Right, there's a half a tablespoon or teaspoon, good make it 2. I like ginger. So 2 teaspoons of ginger, a couple of teaspoons of curry powder. This is just a normal medium curry powder. One of those. One of those. And
how much was that, Ma?
that was probably about 2 teaspoons. But if you want to add less, if you don't want that much, then that's fine. Just add less. Okay? So cooking this up, and it's gone all beautiful. I didn't have room for my cauliflower, but I will soon. So I'm going to put all of this into, stay there, Liz, my tagine. My tagine. If you haven't got a tagine, all good. Stick it in a roasting dish, or with some tin foil over top, or stick it in a casserole dish if you've got it, or do it on the top, on the stove top in a pot. Okay, it's all good. Either way, I'm happy. I'm going to chuck mine into a tagine and let it do its thing. So after I've done that, I'm going to add my meat back in there. Give it a really, really good salt and pepper, because there's nothing worse than under-seasoned food. Okay, stir it through.
Oh, that smells so good.
It is so flipping good. And we're going to let it just do its thing. Normally I would also add some, what's it called, tomato concentrate, but I haven't got any. So you just use whatever you've got. If you haven't got that, if you want to add some like allspice to it, then give it a go. If you've got something flash in your spices and things like that, then give it a go. The only person you're poisoning is your family. You're good with that, aren't you? I haven't poisoned anybody that I liked. Right, salt, pepper. I'm not going to try it at this stage because there's still raw meat in there. Probably should have tried it before I added the meat. But oh, hey, smells pretty good, and you know what I say, if it smells good, it
tastes good.
It tastes good. That's my theory, and I've usually been right. I've been wrong a few times, but usually right. Okay, so I'm going to chuck this into my tagine. Load it up and stick it in the oven and let it do its thing. That's it. Okay, like I said, stick it in a pot and do it on the stove top, but keep an eye on it that it doesn't burn. Okay, you can, I'm going to add this, I should have thrown it through before, but I'll leave this on top because this is going to be flavourless now because I haven't added it to the sauce, but through the cooking process I'll just continue to turn it so that it absorbs that flavour. And I forgot the coriander.
Ma.
I know. What's up with that? So I'm going to chop that up and I'm going to add it, mix it up, and then chuck it into the oven. Okay, so give me a few minutes for me to mix this up, chop that up, chuck that in, and we're good to go.
Before we put it in the oven. Yum.
Here's our casserole. This is probably about 3/4 of the way through the cooking process. Looks amazing, and this is a good time to toss everything through and try it whether it needs more seasoning. That's pretty good. So just leave it like that. I'm going to chuck it back into the oven for a little bit to make sure that our meat is really tender. It's getting there, but it's not quite ready. So See you soon. Oh, in the meanwhile, I put the rice on the rice cooker. I've used brown rice and I've got a little bit of quinoa in it. You can buy the packets that are already done with quinoa and rice, so it's a no-brainer. So don't think I'm that flash, because I'm not really. So I'm going to put this on the cooker. It takes longer to cook than white rice, okay, because it's brown rice. I've given it a wash first, chucked it in here. I'm going to let it do its thing with a little bit of more extra water than I normally would use for white rice. And then when it's nearly cooked, I'm going to add some coconut cream. See you soon. That took an hour and a half, okay, to cook. And it looks pretty good. Smells amazing, and I'm just going to add a little bit of coconut cream. And the rest of the coconut cream I'm going to add to over here, to the rice. So the rice is nearly cooked. Yeah. I'm just going to add that, just for a bit of flavour. Now people ask me, what sort of coconut cream do you use? I use whatever's on special. That's the truth. So this is dinner cooked in a flash tagine, but like I said, if you've got a casserole dish, or if you want to do it on the top of your stove top, then just do it. Just do it. Does it smell good, Liz?
Yes, it does.
It smells amazing. So we're just going to have this with, I'll probably do a few greens up in a minute, and because my granddaughter's been asking for broccoli, so I'll cook up some broccoli. The rice should be ready in a few minutes, and then I'll show you what it looks like. We'll plate it up, eh? The dinner's ready. We've got the quinoa and the rice with the coconut cream. We've got the simple, super easy curry. Like it was really easy. What did it take us? 15 minutes to get it together, and good old peas and broccoli with way too much butter. A little bit of salt and pepper. Don't forget to season it. Try a vegetable curry. You know, instead of doing your meat and things like that, do pumpkin and eggplant and
yum.
Yeah, I know. It's yummy as it really is. It's so good. And your kumara and your
Cauliflower,
thank you, sorry, senior moment. And just make up a really good veggie curry. It'll be great, it'll be great. So this is our kai for this week. Have a great week. Glad to have you be back on board, and glad to have you guys back on board, and we'll see you soon, eh? Ka kite anō.